In the headlines, presidential election petition adjourns sitting to Thursday. Security operatives kill 2 gunmen, arrest members of robbery gang in Anambra. NLC, TUC agreed to suspend industrial action in Imo State. And on the international scene, Senegal opposition leaders' Sonko election bid in doubt as court increases sentence. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thank you for joining us. Now the news in full. The Presidential Election Petition Tribunal has adjourned matters brought in before it by the People's Democratic Party, PDP, challenging the election of the President-elect Bola Tinubu to May 11, 2023. The PDP lead counsel, Chris Uche, disclosed this while addressing journalists shortly after the adjournment.
Happily, the pre-hearing session has commenced in the Atiku PDP petition. All the necessary preliminary issues have been dealt with, and we also brought up the issue of the motion on notice which we filed and which we served on all the parties in the case, and that is the motion for the live televising of the proceedings in this case, because we consider these proceedings very, very critical and important to the nation, one in which every Nigerian is a stakeholder. So this motion will come up perhaps on Thursday when this matter is adjourned to. It's been expected that the other parties will file their responses so that the court will take a decision on it. So we are coming back on Thursday.
Members-elect from opposition parties in the House of Representatives under the aegis of minority caucuses have constituted an 11-member committee to shop for candidates for the Speaker and Deputy in the incoming 10th National Assembly. The committee was inaugurated in Abuja following the resolution as contained in a communique last week on the decision of the minority caucuses christened Greater Majority to field their candidates. The Greater Majority, in a text of a press briefing jointly signed and addressed by the group's spokesperson Afam Victor Ogene, Dachung Bagus and Gaza Jonathan Gbefui in Abuja on Monday, they stated that they have announced to the Nigerian people on Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023, their decision to field candidates for the offices of Speaker and Deputy Speaker from among their ranks. The 11-man committee is headed by Nicholas Mutu, PDP, as chairman, with Abdul Mumin Jibrin, NNPP, Kano, as deputy chairman. It is about 2 months after the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, directed commercial banks to issue the old Naira notes to Nigerians after the Supreme Court judgment directing the CBN to that effect. With the execution of both the court and CBN orders, cash in circulation has increased and queues in banks and POS have drastically reduced. In Gombe State, point-of-sale operators say they are experiencing low patronage as customers have resorted to mobile banking and cash withdrawal in bank branches. Trust TV's Ibrahim Ismail reports.
This is one of the most patronized point-of-sale tents located along the Gombe-Bauchi Road in Gombe State capital. During the transition from the old to new Naira notes, Joy Nukan attended to more than 150 customers daily. But as the banknotes become more available, patronage has drastically reduced.
They want to withdraw 10,000, maybe the 10,000 is 100 Naira or 200. They prefer to go to bank and withdraw there, you understand? They prefer to carry machine from here to bank and withdraw, you understand? For them to come and pay that charge to us, it's better for them to carry machine and waste their money to go and withdraw from the bank.
Coming back slowly, so now it's going low, but after the cashless policy, like a lot of customers, but not anymore, it's coming low.
While POS operators complain of low patronage, some Nigerians speak on their preferred methods of transaction.
I was on the POS joint to collect money, and I've already been adapted to it due to that cashless policy. Nowadays, I don't feel like going to ATM or bank to go and collect my money because I know sometimes it's waste of time to transfer myself to bank or to ATM to join the queue. I used to feel it's just waste of time. For me to join those queues is rather for me to come to POS people to collect my money within shortage of time and move on with my daily activities.
I am afraid Nigerians will face another difficulties if the new notes are not available. I am advising the incoming president to remember the hardship faced by Nigerians and address the problem. On the flip side, others complain of scarcity of the new Naira notes, raising fears that if appropriate authorities fail to make the new banknotes available before the end of the year, Nigerians will be forced to further financial difficulties that is akin to or worse than when the old notes cease to be legal tender.
There is new Naira notes, but it meets with the old one actually. Yes, and the old Naira note is more than the new Naira note.
It could be recalled that the Supreme Court had ruled that the old Naira notes will continue to be legal tender until the 31st December 2023, but it is not clear if the incoming administration of the President-elect Bola Tinubu may have a different policy on the matter. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Gombe.
And on to security matters, security operatives in Anambra State have killed 2 gunmen and also arrested members of a robbery gang. The development followed joint operations by the police and vigilantes, according to a Tuesday statement from the Anambra police spokesman, Ikenga Tobechukwu. The statement said during a gun duel with the criminals, the operatives demobilized 2 of the gang members while 2 others escaped. According to the statement, efforts are already in place to arrest other fleeing gang members. He noted that earlier on the same day, police operatives at Azu Ogbunike Oyi Council area of the state arrested members of a 4-man armed robbery gang while they were vandalizing a truck suspected to have been stolen. Items recovered are 2 locally made explosives, 1 AK-47 rifle, 9 live 7.62 ammunition, 4 AK-47 magazines, charms, and other incriminating items. At least 40 worshippers of Bege Baptist Church in Chikun local government area of Kaduna State have been abducted by terrorists during church service on Sunday morning. The chairman, Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Kaduna State, Reverend John Joseph Hayab, who confirmed the abduction on Monday, said 15 of the victims have escaped, while 25 are still in the hands of the terrorists. Hayab said the worshippers were participating in the regular Sunday service when the attackers began shooting sporadically and whisking away 40 worshippers in the process. The CAN chairman said efforts are being made to get in contact with the abductors concerning the remaining people and prayed that the abductors would be merciful to release the remaining 25 back to their families. Kaduna State government and the State Police Command are yet to issue any official statements on the incident. Meanwhile, 3 of the remaining 7 girls of the Federal Government College Birnin Yawuri, Kebbi State, being held by bandits have been released. Those released are Elizabeth Ogechi Nwafo, Esther Sunday, and Alia Abubakar. Chairman of Parents of the Abducted Schoolgirls Forum, Salim Kaoje, who confirmed the development, said the 3 girls were released to them on Sunday evening by their abductors, but they arrived Kebbi on Monday afternoon. It would be recalled that 96 of the Federal Government College Birnin Yawuri were abducted by bandits when the school was attacked on 17th of June 2021, barely 2 years now. 4 out of the 11 girls are still being held by bandits. And with barely 3 weeks to the end of President Muhammadu Buhari's tenure, stakeholders within the Niger Delta region have urged the president to issue the 18 modular refinery licenses already approved for Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Delta, Cross River, Edo and Rivers states before leaving office on May 29. This, they believe, is a way of mitigating organized crimes in Nigeria and the Gulf of Guinea. The report.
The stakeholders charged the federal government to reach out to its counterparts in the Gulf of Guinea and immediately establish a task force against organized crime in Nigeria and the Gulf of Guinea. Executive Director of YEAC Nigeria, Fineface Dumnamene, urged the federal government to make real all its promises to the youth and people of the Niger Delta in order to help mitigate organized crimes in the Gulf of Guinea. Fineface said instead of pipeline surveillance contracts, the government should provide alternative livelihood opportunities for those displaced by the war against artisanal refining, regretting that organized crime thrives since security agencies who are supposed to stop it are involved.
So I think the government should adopt and include the carrot approach, which is alternative livelihood opportunities for the youths that are being, thrown out of their operations by the stick approach. That they have to do by providing the modular refinery licenses, establishing the Presidential Artisanal Crude Oil Refining Development Initiative that legalizes artisanal refineries. We are also calling on the federal government of Nigeria to synergize with other member states of the Gulf of Guinea Commission, and they should coordinate efforts that they can use to mitigate organized crime in the Niger Delta.
Fineface also highlights the objective of the Network Task Force Against Organized Crime in Nigeria and the Gulf of Guinea. Delivering the keynote address, the head Department of Political and Administrative Studies, University of Port Harcourt, Professor Fidelis Allen, said there was urgent need for the government to commit itself to combating organized crime due to its scale, transitional nature, low resilience of country, vulnerability of innocent people, and the impact it has on the general security and development.
The launch of a network on organized crime in Nigeria and the Gulf of Guinea illustrates the importance of expert views and civil society generally in policy making.
Our traditional approach to crime and crime fighting should change. We only see the oil theft in Jerrycan. We don't see the one in ship. Why can't we see that one?
With the implementation of this, I believe it will really go a very long way to see that this issue of organized crime is brought to the various minimum.
The stakeholders called on Gulf of Guinea Commission to strengthen its efforts in the coordinating of member states and synergizing with non-state actors, especially under the auspices of Network on Organized Crime in Nigeria and the Gulf of Guinea in the fight against organized crime in the region.
The Smart Agricultural Farming Initiative is a technology-driven approach to farming that leverages the power of data analytics, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things to optimize agricultural production and reduce the impact of climate change on farming activities. With the help of technology and improved seedlings that are climate change resilient, farmers in Katsina are expecting to overcome the challenges of unpredictable weather patterns and water scarcity. Jamil Mabai has more on how these innovations are going to transform the lives of irrigation farmers. Take a look.
Chile, our pride, no longer grows here. Nothing has changed in the farmlands. Same soil, but chili has stopped growing in our area.
This is Abdulhamidu Mezabura describing how chili stops growing in his farmland in Ajiwa Dam, a one-time hub for chili in Katsina State. For 3.5 decades, this is his only business, but with continuous decline in soil fertility due to climate change, Mezabura is thinking of migrating for the first time in his life.
I am one of the leading chili farmers here. Irrigation farming is the only thing we know, and we are facing a huge threat. Nothing brings us money like chili when you compare it to other produce.
Increased cutting down of trees for domestic purposes and environmental degradation are some of the factors that expose their farmlands to soil erosion. Thousands of families relied on irrigation farming as their source of income in Ajiwa community. Reduction in yields means reduction in their income.
We will be out of work. Our family size have increased. The income have reduced and inflation have increased.
25 kilometers away from Ajiwa town, the National Information Technology Development Agency, NIDDA, has launched an initiative aimed at promoting smart agricultural farming in Katsina State. The Smart Agricultural Farming Initiative will help farmers to use technology to improve their yields, reduce waste, and increase their income.
The concept of this smart agriculture is to integrate the technology in terms of precision to the agricultural climate change. Technology will help us in terms of pursuing some kind of innovation so that we will reduce the impact of climate change and find a way so that we can have a better yield and improve varieties.
Powered using solar energy, smart farming will involve the use of drones, sensors, and artificial intelligence to monitor crops, soil moisture, and weather conditions. This will enable farmers to make informed decisions about when to plant, irrigate, and harvest their crop. Jamil Mobai, reporting for Trust TV, Katsina.
You're watching news updates on Trust TV. Coming up, we'll take a look at signing autographs on graduation day. Details on this and more after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Trust TV News Update, and here is a recap of our top stories. We brought you Presidential Election Petition Tribunal sitting to Thursday. And security operatives killed 2 gunmen, arrest members of a robbery gang in Anambra. Now moving on to more stories, the Supreme Court has upheld the election of Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State, delivering judgment in the appeal by former Governor Gboyega Oyetola on Tuesday. A 5-member panel held the appeal lacked any scintilla of merit. The panel, led by Justice John Iyang Okoro, held that Oyetola and the APC failed to prove allegations of non-accreditation of voters in 744 polling units with the beavers and resulting in overvoting. The panel also unanimously held that the failure of the election tribunal in Osun to consider the preliminary objections raised by Adeleke and the PDP at the trial level amounted to detail, unfair hearing, and rendered the entire proceeding a nullity. The national leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress, TUC, have agreed to suspend their ongoing industrial action in Imo State to enable peaceful resolution of all outstanding issues. The decision is contained in a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, between the Imo State government and the unions. According to the MOU, which was signed by the Secretary to the Government of Imo State and Attorney General General of Imo State on the government side, and a 4-man delegate sent from the national leadership of NLC and TUC. The tripartite committee will look into the areas of disagreement and resolve them expeditiously. Both parties, however, condemned the circumstances that led to the alleged disruption of the NLC delegate conference and the alleged disruption of the May Day celebrations, and pledged to ensure peaceful conduct of the activities of the NLC and TUC in the states. It has become a tradition for students of higher institutions to sign their signatures on the clothes of their fellow students when they take their last semester examinations. The signing of a person's signature or a short sentence, or in some cases a phrase, on a fellow student, more often than not white top, is to tell all that they have concluded academic activities in their school. This rather emerging ritual attracted the attention of our Benue reporter, Jimmy Sunday, who sought to find out its meaning and significance. The report.
Monday is the last day for many students at the Benue State University, Makurdi. The atmosphere is that of fanfare to those that have endured longer years in various courses. However, the unique aspect of the celebration is the autographs on the white tops of both ladies and gentlemen. Is there any meaning to this emerging tradition?
Indeed, a marvelous and joyful day. I'm very happy. And this sign up of a thing is so significant to me and to every graduate, because having spent like 6 years in the university, the sign out give us joy.
Just a mark to show that you have achieved or you are moving forward for how long you have stayed on campus. It's just a normal thing we do. It's just a special thing with the students.
Watching most graduates do it, and I love it very much. And so today I'm signing out, so I got the shirt, I signed on it. Many of my friends who came around signed on it.
Once it's something you do once in a lifetime, because you cannot come back and do it again. So it feels good, just because we've seen other graduates and other seniors do it, so we do it.
The graduates said the apparatus will be kept for future references on their university days.
Because of this t-shirt, it's for us to keep it for memory's sake, so that we can be able to show our children in the nearest future as a symbol of our strength and passion.
Appreciate. I'm going to keep it. I'll keep it in my archives for my children. I will show them, and in fact, I will make sure that the shirt did not spoil. In fact, I'm very happy
keeping this shirt for a better purpose. At least I will be anytime I want to remember the stress I've been through in university, I'll take a look at the shirt and check on it. So this signing up, it shows the happiness and the joy which we have gotten from it, and the stress we have been through.
Although it is just the last day of examinations, it always comes with joy, as the rigors of daily school attendance and reading for examinations have come to an end.
The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has appreciated President Muhammadu Buhari for his support to regional integration and security. President of ECOWAS Commission, Omar Aliyu Taure, gave the commendation at the first ordinary session of the ECOWAS Parliament on Monday. Taure also lauded President Umaru Sissoko Embalo of Guinea-Bissau, chair of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, for his exemplary leadership. He, however, expressed concern about insecurity in parts of northeast Nigeria, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, and called for a regional adoption of a multifaceted and coordinated approach, as well as adequate resources to eradicate the scourge. In his remarks, Justice Edward Ashante, president of the ECOWAS Community Court of Justice, said the court was charged with ensuring the observance of law and justice, in the interpretation and application of treaties, protocols and conventions, adding that 106 of the court's judgment had not been enforced by member states, while another 11 were outstanding against ECOWAS institutions.
Permit me to begin by expressing our deepest appreciation and gratitude to His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the people of Nigeria for their unflinching support to our regional integration and security. Under President Buhari's leadership, Nigeria's long-standing and traditional role in ECOWAS has been taken to a new level, especially with respect to mediation, peace support, regional security and development. And recently we sent a fact-finding mission to examine the state of preparations for the elections in Guinea-Bissau and Sierra Leone. Based on the outcome of these missions, ECOWAS will provide its traditional support for the organization of the next elections.
In the spirit of the deepening relations between our two institutions, the interest of the community will better be served if we work together to secure a significant improvement in the level of enforcement of the decisions of the court because of the inherent benefits to our democratic journey.
And from the international scene, a Senegalese court has handed opposition figure Ousmane Sonko a 6-month suspended sentence in an appeal of a defamation case that could jeopardize his run for president next year. In March, he received a 2-month suspended sentence and a hefty fine in March for defaming tourism minister Namibia Mbaye Niang. On Monday, a Dakar appeals court increased the term to 6 months, potentially making Sonko ineligible for the vote. Baboucar Cissé, a lawyer for the minister, said the sentence would rule Sonko out of the 2024 presidential vote if confirmed following a 6-day period for appeal. Sonko, 48, came third in the 2019 presidential election and intends to stand again in 2024, but 2 court cases could ruin his candidacy. And lastly, in sports, Nigerians have dominated the Scrabble game leaders in the world according to the latest ranking. Technically, Director of the Nigerian Scrabble Federation, NSF, John Curtis, said the ranking of Nigeria as the world's number was not achieved overnight, adding that the players trained almost a day in and day out, adding that most of the top players are on top of their game. 3 Nigerians are in the top 10. Etta Paul Caro ranked 2 with 2,107 points. Wellington Jigere ranked 3 with 2,099 points. And Okpeyemi Oloro 5 with 2,054 points. Etta Paul Caro, affectionately called the Malaysian Prince, is ranked 2nd, just 6 points behind the world's number 1, David Elder of Australia, with 2,113 points. Technical Director John Curtis explained that Nigeria will continue to dominate the game of words because more competitions that will keep the players active in the circuit will be introduced very soon. And with that, we've come to the end of Trust TV News Update. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching.